remember looking around the room of my Latin class and just seeing them everywhere.
My classroom has been populated with gnomes for some time now.
I'm not sure why they're there, but it seems very, like, it's for something.
Everywhere I looked, they were there. They were on the fans, they were in random boxes.
They're all hidden around a lot of classrooms that I've been in.
Yeah, so one day the gnome just appeared out of nowhere in the classrooms at Legacy. And people didn't know what exactly they were or why they were there, but the question that everybody wanted to answer was, where did they come from?
Most people know me as a pretty weird person, so it's no surprise that I thought the gnomes were hilarious. I've been hearing a lot of discussion and opinions about the gnomes around the school, and being the avid documentarian that I am, I decided with my friends that we should film it.
I think the gnomes have something to do with student council and their interesting ideas and themes.
Like what?
I'm not sure.
One of the teachers thought it had something to do with Travelocity.
I heard rumors that it was a senior prank.
It's like a senior prank, but it's not really funny.
But they were like seniors in their class, like did they not know about it?
Yeah, they didn't know about it, so that theory was quickly discarded.
Someone said, yeah, I think it's for a project or something.
There were a lot of different reactions to the gnomes being put up all over the school, and they ranged from people being amused to people being very frustrated that they couldn't figure out who did it and why they were there. People were doing things like counting all the gnomes to see if any new ones appeared over time. People were taking them down and collecting them, and people were like drawing on them and taking them off and putting them on other people and other things, and stuff like that.
Okay, can you describe your students' reactions?
Very inquisitive. They want to know what's the point of them, what's the purpose, who's doing this, is this a study?
I just try to make really lame jokes. When they asked why are they there, I said I wanted you to feel at gnome.
They wanted to know why, who did it.
People kept asking me, like, who did it? Who's responsible? Why did they put them here?
I said there's no place like gnome.
They wanted to know first why they were in the room, second, why some of them moved.
They mostly just want to know what's up with all the gnomes. That's the question I get most often.
I said it's gnome problem that they're there, things like that. I didn't directly tell them that I knew that you guys put them there.
Okay, wait, so you guys should narrate what you're doing right now?
Okay. We're eating apples before going to print out the gnomes.
We're living life.
Do you think 6 gnomes are enough for each? Do you think 6 gnomes are enough for each?
I don't know.
We can do actually.
Okay. Maybe we should do 2 pages per concert, but maybe.
A lot of taping up to do.
Yeah, that's true.
We knew we wanted to do some kind of social experiment, but we weren't sure what, until Amy proposed that we put up gnomes around the school, which is something so bizarre and absurd that someone was bound to notice it.
I don't think that the nature of the reaction itself is as important as the fact that they noticed it.
Yeah.
Because I think that, like, no matter what reaction they have, it'll still tell us something towards the results of our experiment. Like, whether people are, like, apathetic about unexplained circumstances, or whether people decide to come up with things, or whether people try to investigate. I don't know.
The statistic of people not noticing it is going to be important as well, because people are so distracted now that they can't even notice a gnome on a wall. That's very interesting in itself.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see like who notices it.
Yeah.
But, like, doesn't that count as a reaction? Like, that technically counts. Everything's a reaction,
Yeah.
even in the absence of a reaction.
So we got permission from 14 teachers to put pictures of gnomes up in their classrooms.
Yeah, we printed out like 158 gnomes, which was about 11 per classroom. And we put them up after school so we could film next day people's reactions.
We wanted to see how news travels and how rumors are started and how they spread. And I was hoping that this experiment would tell us something about how people react to the absurd and unknown.
Alright, okay. So, we got our gnomes.
Nice.
Very shiny. Nice job, everyone.
Glossy finish.
Yeah, glossy. Yeah. They're beautiful. We're gonna put them in the school now. Well, not now, but
soon.
Jump cut.
I'm so happy, oh, lucky me. I just go my way, living every day. I don't worry, worrying's got to bring. Things that bother you never bother me. Things that bother you never bother me. I feel happy and fine, ha-ha. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Having got a lot, I don't need a lot, coffee's only a dime. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Ready? Yeah.
Okay. I thought they were kind of funny, and I thought it was interesting that they were in most of my classes.
So, have they stopped caring from like a week from?
No, actually not.
I had one student in my 13th period class that was so annoyed by them, she just went around and just started taking them all down and throwing them out, just because she didn't know the reasons why they were up there and where they were coming from. So it was like creating kind of a feeling of frustration with the kids.
I actually got asked in first period this morning.
Like, did they just notice it then, or are they
Yeah,
still
I think it was
wondering
for the
about
first time it was noticed this morning.
I mean, in regards to the gnomes, I think the students are more accepting of them in this environment because we have so much weird stuff around here all the time anyway. A little garden gnome is by far one of the least unusual things in the room.
Well, I knew people would just like take them because they were there, and so you'd like take them and put them on your phone or something.
So the reactions were really varied, but to a lot of people, the gnomes just became like a thing, like a trend.
It's just because they were there and they had tape on them, so put them on someone, put them on something.
It became like a game to collect as many gnomes as possible or to count as many gnomes as possible. And eventually it just, curiosity about the gnomes died down and the gnomes just became a part of everyday life. And it's interesting to think about that because if we had never explained where the gnomes came from and if we just left them there forever, maybe people never would have found out. Maybe people would have just accepted it and it would have just been there. Maybe the gnomes would have been a part of Lenape High School.
I'm actually often mistaken for a gnome.